All right, so we're gonna start with our potatoes, our griddle. Let's see what our griddle temp is up to here. The ambient air temperature is about 45 degrees. And we're sitting about 250 right there in the middle. 255, 250. So as this comes up to temp, it'll help cook. What we've got here is we've got a bowl of our red potatoes. I've got a little bit of an all-purpose blend. You can do whatever kind you want. All-purpose being salt, pepper, garlic, and a little bit of olive oil. Already the smell of that, just as soon as it hits the griddle, is phenomenal. I love cooking this. You can also do this on a sheet pan style if it's too chilly for where you're at. That's the beauty of this cook. But I love it because, as you're gonna see here in a few minutes, I've literally got everything pretty much prepped in about 2 different bowls. So outside of this, I've only got one thing to clean, and I never take it inside. So everything is able to be cooked right here on the griddle top. The other thing that I'm gonna do is, because I want this to cook, these are basically raw potatoes. I'm gonna dome this. Yeah, I'm gonna dome it this way. And let some of that natural steam come inside of the dome to actually help steam and cook this. And then what we'll do is we'll crisp it up at the same time. So it's creating an oven, if you will, actually outside on the griddle. Let me throw these last 2 little guys right here on the griddle. Let's go. All right, so we got a spatula here. So you're gonna see me, I'm just gonna start. Listen to that sizzle. Sounds good, right? So potatoes as a whole take a little bit longer to cook because of just how dense they are. So again, we want them to have as much surface area as possible. So get them spread out, allow that heating, don't get them all bunched up, because again, the more dense they are packed together, the more that they'll take, the longer they'll take to cook. So I'll finally chop these things up. Normally in the oven to roast these potatoes, it'll take 40 to 45 minutes, but because of the way I'm cooking it, I can cook them pretty quickly because of how finely I have them chopped up here. I wouldn't say finely, but how small I have them. You know, you can quarter these and put them in the oven and they're done, you know, 20, 30 minutes, got a nice golden crust on them. Our cook is not gonna take that long, okay? Because again, we've got this much surface area, and again, we're about 230 degrees on the surface. So the difference between that and your oven is your ambient air temperature in your oven is about 350, 400 degrees, but not necessarily the surface temperature being that. One of the things that we also do is sometimes we'll put a little splash of steam in there, because again, that steam is gonna help soften it. So what you'll find is I'll come in here for a little bit like that and allow that steam to help cook it. All right. Oh yeah, look at that steam. All right, let's give these guys a stir and see how it's looking so far, okay? So we're about probably 5 to 6 minutes. Oh, one thing I forgot. Gotta close my door right here. Again, another product that's available on Blackstone's website. Oh yeah, look at that nice color that's coming along there. So y'all, here's what we're gonna do, because these are coming along really nicely. I'm gonna put these over here. All right, so we're just gonna chop that big guy. That big guy. The steaming is definitely helping. Get off of there. I wanna show you this one potato right here because I think it really matters. That is what we're going for. Of course, I've got it right on the corner. That is the color that we're going for right there. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. Nice crust on it. All right, so we're gonna slide this bad boy out of the way. Let's get a little bit more water on here, and we're gonna dust these here very shortly. Oh yeah, that's steam, baby. There that goes. Good amount of steam. And what we're gonna do now is I'm just gonna pull that little bit of potato crispiness off. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I'm just gonna get that off. And then now what we're gonna do is we're gonna throw down what we have in our bag. So this is chicken sausage. And it's a cheese chicken. I like them a lot. I love them on, I love onions. And this is only about a half an onion anyway, so it's not a huge amount. Do this. All I'm gonna do, get over there. I'm literally gonna pop a couple of these guys out. And I've got these so finely minced, she would probably never know, but I do love her and I do want to respect what she is asking me to do. So I try to just pick these out. Guys, those potatoes are steaming up real nice. You can see occasionally that steam is coming out. Look at that right there. So it is continuing to cook. It's really good. I've got these on like medium low. Oh yeah. You should smell it. Anybody who's ever done peppers and onions on the griddle knows what I'm saying when I say that smells good. You know what I mean. All right, look at that, y'all. All right, so let's give this guys a flip. Oh yeah, babe. Oh yeah. So again, these are coming along really nice. They're almost like home fries at this point, right? So the only difference between the two is once we put the seasoning on them. Oh yeah, look at that right there. That is definitely getting done really well. We're gonna take some of this Blackstone Parmesan Ranch. We're gonna dust these potatoes with it. That. All right, so a little life hack. If you've got one of these metal containers and then you got an all-purpose cook like this where it's literally just all going in together and that's how you're gonna cook on it, you can literally put this down on your griddle top, especially if you have some, like we've got some gloves. Blackstone makes gloves. And the beauty of it is it'll preheat it for you. Or what I'll do a lot of time on my cooks is while I'm just the last few minutes, I'll put it directly underneath my griddle. And what'll happen is it'll help keep it warm, especially during the colder months. You're not looking for a huge amount. All right, so now we're ready to combine these products together. And all we're gonna do is literally just slide it all to the middle. You know what? I have so little onions here. I really thought I had more. Shh, don't tell the wife. Okay? That's gonna give you the onion flavor. And they have got down enough to where it's like minced onions. There's not even enough there. And I know friends of hers are watching, so don't you say anything. If you do, I know who it's coming from. But seriously, that is like so small and so few and this big of a cook, you won't even notice it. All right. So what I'm gonna do here and now is I am going to turn off the two centers, leave the two outers on like low, and then I'm gonna take, last little bit, I'm gonna put a pat of butter, so 1 tablespoon of butter in there. That's gonna help give it a nice gloss to it, but also it's gonna help it kind of crisp up these last little bit of edges, okay? So again, a lot of people say, hey, this is a really simple cook. It is, y'all. The only intention of doing this, number one, is because we've had a lot of people who, this is an easy cook if you have a Blackstone and you're looking for something to first go around. This is literally something you could have done on the sheet pan in the oven, but it's a good cook to do on the griddle for the first time. So it's a good first timer's cook. And number two is, it's delicious. Like most people can eat this. So if you're just trying to get into griddle cooking and seeing what it's all about, this is a good cook. All right, so this is some freshly shredded cheddar. This is actually from the mountains of North Carolina. I've been saving this block for a while, and I was like, what am I gonna do with it? I'm like, I know what I'm gonna do with it. I'm gonna use it tonight. It's called mountain cheddar, sharp mountain cheddar. So it's a sharp cheddar. So this will give you that nice crispy edge that a lot of folks love whenever they do griddle cooking, and they love the cheese. So many people are like, oh, it's gonna stick everywhere. If you don't have a griddle, you may think that, but that's not the case. That's the beauty of the griddle. It'll literally just pull right off. This is probably one of my most favorite meals. Who else out there watching is with me on that one? All right. Okay. Man, look at the cheese. The cheese. The cheese. All right. Crispy cheese, gooey cheese, all kinds of cheese. You can pair this with rice if you wanted to, but we like potatoes. So again, you could omit the potatoes and just put this over a bed of white rice. That would be fine too, but very good. So what did I tell you? Look at that griddle, y'all. The cheese has natural oils in it anyways that just pull all of that up off of the griddle top. All right, y'all, there's the finished product. Let's get inside and go eat.